Back here for more action at Center Court. 3XBA Spokane presented by Delta Airlines. This is our third quarterfinal matchup of the day, and it features the home team on the scoreboard, Coast to Coast, and the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Thundercats. Let's meet the teams first for Coast to Coast. From USC, number 14, Okako Adika. From USC, number 17, McKenzie Forbes. From Princeton, number 31, Blake Dietrick. And from North Carolina, number 40, Carlie Littlefield. And now for the Thundercats. From Baylor, number 7, Aaronette Vonleh. From Louisville, number 16, Sydney Taylor. From Norfolk State, number 34, Diamond Johnson. And from North Carolina, number 39, Alyssa Ustby. Ready for action here in quarterfinal number 3, Coast to Coast versus Thundercats. Now, Thundercats were the team that came out of Pool B yesterday that were 3-0. So they were the number 1 seed coming out of that pool. Austin Getz and the former Zag and professional basketball player Shaniqua Nillis here with you on this 3XBA Spokane Saturday. After 12 qualifying or pool play games yesterday, we're into quarterfinal action. We've already got one side of the bracket taken care of. And Shaniqua, we'll talk about Coast to Coast as well, but this Thundercats team was so fun to watch because you had a player like Diamond Johnson, who's only listed as 5'5", but was out there blocking shots. And I think that just exemplifies in 3x3, there really is no one role that one player plays. You have to play everything. You have to be able to impact the ball both offensively and defensively. So Diamond Johnson, she's a lockdown defender, doesn't let a lot of people get by her. And then you had Ustby grabbing rebounds, setting good screens. She kind of spurred their finish in their last game with just being very aggressive. Blocked by Vonleh, but Carlie Littlefield on the spot runs in and gets the basket. Quickly inside to Vonleh. Loose in the corner where it's chased down by Adika. Then Littlefield right back inside, loses her footing a bit, kicks it out to Forbes. Gets it back, 4 on the shot clock. Littlefield up and misses the second chance opportunity. Here's Sydney Taylor with it. Inside to Ustby. That shot she had working yesterday as well, that little fall away bump with the right hand, she was so good with it. McKenzie Forbes drives through, and we got a foul. That'll go against the Thundercats. So back up top to Coast to Coast. Coast to Coast also a team that has really no one player doing one job all the time. We've seen McKenzie Forbes handle the ball out up top. We've seen her posting up, same with Adika and same with Littlefield. So again, you can't just say, oh, I'm going to play 3-on-3 and I'm just going to post up all the time. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, for sure. Even for someone like Vonleh, as you see her scoring inside, which is probably typical of what you saw from her at Baylor. But then she also is going to have to guard actions outside of the perimeter as well. And in 3x3, you can't really trap ball screens. There's not enough help side bodies built in with, you know, one other person defensively to help out. So she's having to get switched onto guards and move her feet. 1 on the shot clock. Great defensive possession there by the Thundercats. And again, it bears repeating, even though we've repeated it so much. That 12 seconds goes so fast. If your first action isn't there and you have to reset, you do not have a lot of time, Shaniqua. Yeah, the endurance needed for this style of play. You'll see both teams subbing out every time there's a dead ball. You have to be able to play at a very high level, fast pace. Shot off the mark by Forbes. Diamond Johnson in for the first time. And we got a foul on Coast to Coast. So that will go back up top. 1 foul each 2-1 lead for the Thundercats, who are back on offense here. Sydney Taylor wasn't quite ready for the pass. Diamond Johnson chases it down, but now just 5 on the shot clock. Ustby over the top and lays it in. What a feed.
Great pass there by Diamond Johnson. Alyssa Ustby does such a great job. She has great hands, but also finishes, doesn't bring it down where it can get stripped.
Dietrick inside Adika. Fall away shot just before the buzzer. Off the mark, Ustby pulls down the rebound. Felt like she had 50 million of those yesterday.
Yeah.
Sydney Taylor, the MVP, driving through, draws the foul.
Really was impressed by Sydney Taylor yesterday. Makes sense why she was the 3XBA Dallas Invitational MVP in 2024. Again, has a very, very high offensive weaponry. Can do it all at a very high clip. She hits that free throw.
It was really fun to talk to her as well. As Carlie Littlefield lets one go, can't get that one. Ustby chases it down. We were able to talk with Sydney as there's another foul on the inside after the 12th and final game yesterday. Talked about how much she loved this opportunity and loved this sport. And I have to imagine, you know, when you're used to playing 5-on-5, you grow up playing that, you play your college ball and a lot of your pro ball that way. I'm sure that there is an adjustment period as Ustby can't connect on this one. But so many of these players, I mean, especially the ones who have gone and played for their country, just learn to have a special kind of appreciation for it.
For sure, and I think if you are good at 3-on-3, especially 3x3, I think you will be a great 5-on-5 player as well. However, 3x3, it exposes a lot of players because, again, if you don't have a full kit of what you're able to do on both ends of the floor, you do get exploited very quickly in this game.
You know what I maybe didn't have as much of an appreciation for until I've seen it in person is here's Carlie Littlefield, who can't hit on that one, had to beat the shot clock. The on-ball defense, because help defense really isn't there if you have a team that's kind of spread out. Now, if everybody's jammed in the paint, that's one thing. But the amount of perimeter on-ball defense that is played is really, really something.
Yes, even there, just with Carlie Littlefield, she had to chase Diamond Johnson off of a series of handoffs and then keep her in front so she didn't have a lane to drive baseline.
4-1, the lead for Thundercats, as there's a nice move by Blake Dietrick. Gets herself on the score sheet. Fed right back inside. Aaronette Vonleh had to save it. And there you see how fast it can go. You save it, as long as you're behind that clearance line, you can whip it right back inside. And shot clock violation here, which is going to go back to the Thundercats.
So the initial issue on that possession, McKenzie Forbes didn't clear it. Both feet did not get past the gray line. So when she kicked it to Carlie Littlefield in the corner for a potential 2-point opportunity, Littlefield didn't shoot it because she also had her foot on the line. So it just kind of messed up their offensive possession, ended up in a shot clock violation.
Vonleh, the footwork there, step back jumper just off the mark, into the corner by Adika. She'll drive baseline around Vonleh, goes up and scores it. And we got a timeout here with a media stoppage. 4-3 the lead for the Thundercats, but coast to coast with the last 2 buckets on the scoreboard.
Great last 2 possessions. Offensively, you see here Adika being able to get past Vonleh, use her length to finish, and then actually causes a turnover as Vonleh's trying to outlet it to Diamond Johnson. Those are the kind of plays you need to just keep extending your lead, or when you're down, just chip away. I'm expecting both teams in these huddles right now to just be very adamant and vocal about what they need to focus on for these next few minutes before the next media break.
Out of the timeout, it'll be coast to coast with the ball. Can tie with a 1, take the lead with a 2. Ball's loose, thrown in. Sydney Taylor able to corral it though, and then that ball's tipped out of bounds. It'll go back up top with the Thundercats. And Sydney Taylor just shot out of a cannon everywhere she goes.
Yeah, she has a great explosive first step, but great hands there by Blake Dietrick.
Alyssa Ustby, they gotta let go of this one. Thought the shot clock was winding down. That was my mistake. It was still a good look for Diamond Johnson, just not off the mark. McKenzie Forbes back in, and now we have a foul called on the Thundercats. That'll be their second. 6:24 to go here. 4-3 the lead for Thundercats. Littlefield Adika, she'll try from 2 and knocks it down. Okako Adika puts her team in front. Sydney Taylor trying to tie things up. Off the mark, tipped around. Carlie Littlefield gets to it. Back to Forbes and Adika again. Forbes, 3 on the shot clock, got to get it off. The one-leg runner, off the mark. Ustby, the rebound. Feeds it back down low for Vonleh. Aaronette Vonleh goes up, and that one does rattle home.
And she's pretty automatic when she gets low, deep positioning like that.
Quick to the corner, and McKenzie Forbes for 2. 7-5, coast to coast, back in front after the distance connection from Forbes. Check back up, Vonleh at the free throw line. Back to Diamond Johnson, who will try from 2. That one off the mark. Runs back in and then feeds Vonleh. Diamond Johnson making plays. Quickly, Dietrick with the shot. That one's off the mark. Loose in the corner and down hard is Ustby. She seems to be okay. And it'll go back up top to coast.
Great awareness there by Diamond Johnson. Again, listed as 5'5". She flies in there, able to steal that pass, get her team a bucket.
We saw her blocking shots yesterday. Forbes tries another from deep. Loose in the corner. Vonleh chases it down. Gets it over to Ustby. Now back to Johnson. Diamond Johnson driving on Dietrick, trying to cut her off. Great hands by Blake Dietrick. 2 on the shot clock. Got to get it off. Got it off in time, just short that time from Ustby.
Blake Dietrick, we were talking about that on-ball defense. She's so strong, like just lean. Doesn't look like she's ever tired, which I don't understand in this 3x3 style of play. But she's a winner in her own right. You know, she's a French League champion, 3-time Ivy League champion, unanimous Ivy League player of the year. Like she, and not just her, everybody out here on these teams is elite.
How about Carlie Littlefield driving, drawing the foul? That check came with just a couple seconds on the shot clock, so Littlefield had to do something with it quick and got herself a trip to the free throw line. Again, we mentioned this yesterday, but anytime you can name drop a Gonzaga legend, I'll do it, as Littlefield not able to hit it. In her bio on the North Carolina Athletics website listed Courtney Vandersloot as a inspiration for her. Plenty of others have listed Courtney as well, I think. This one's going to be a shot clock violation. I think she'd probably be pretty good at 3x3. Yeah. She's been pretty good at every other level of basketball.
I was gonna say, I don't know if there's a whole lot that CV's not good at. Great curl cut there by Littlefield, just couldn't catch that ball cleanly.
Here's Forbes back with it in her hands. 3 on the shot clock, behind her back. Stops, goes up, and Ustby with the tough defense gets the shot block. Gives it off. Taylor for 2. Johnson, the offensive board, goes back up, and then it's Littlefield recovering in time. Here's Forbes, and that'll be a foul on the Thundercats, number 4. 7-6 lead for Coast to Coast with 4:16 to play. This is quarterfinal number 3, single elimination today, so if whoever comes up short, they are done here at 3XBA Spokane. Off a screen, back to Adika, 2-pointer on the way. Ustby grabs the rebound off the miss. Gets it back. What a little pass that was from Sydney Taylor, and Alyssa Ustby lays it up with the left. Carlie Littlefield blocked by Ustby, who then keeps it alive. It'll go back to Coast up top, but she's putting on a defensive clinic right now, Shaniqua.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, right? As she goes from guarding the other team's post, but then she's capable of keeping Carlie Littlefield in front of her. Goes up, nice verticality there, uses her length to contest. Just very athletic play out here. And while there is prize money on the line, I hope people here with us in the pavilion and back home, they're understanding whoever wins this, 3XBA Spokane, they enter themselves, they get an automatic bid for an Olympic qualifier. So you will see 3x3 in the LA 2028 Olympics. So there's a lot here. Yes, the money is nice, but like we mentioned, Austin, these athletes are very competitive, and all of them, all 32 players, have won a lot at a high level. And so they want to see that bid so that they can play in LA. Like, you have some Olympians, maybe future Olympians, that are right here in Spokane right now, which is exciting.
Yeah, we had it in the Paris Olympics in 2024. Sierra Burdick, who we saw on the game previous, was part of Team USA's 3x3 team. Washington's own Haley Van Lith was also a part of that team. Pass inside, intercepted by McKenzie Forbes, who will take it back out. In a 7-7 game, all of a sudden with less than 4 minutes to play, Ustby inside. Vonleh battling for position. She'll be fouled. Probably a smart foul there by Forbes, just to avoid the easy bucket.
And I know Forbes is wanting that foul call, but the refs have been very consistent with drives to the basket. This is a physical type of play. There's a lot let go versus what you see, especially 5-on-5 indoor basketball. She's getting really stretched out. I would like to see her take one more dribble to get herself on balance, just like Vonleh did there. Get herself all the way to the backboard to be able to finish.
Dietrick for two. Vonleh getting the rebound. She's having a nice game. That's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Thundercats. 4 seconds come off the shot clock there. 3:12 remaining on the game clock. Thundercats have pulled themselves in front by 1. Taylor trying to make it by 3. Draws the foul. Oh, can't get the three-point opportunity, but will go to the line for 2. That was about as close as you could get.
Yeah, you could hear the collective, oh, as the ball just kind of circled around the rim.
What I really liked about Sydney Taylor's game that we've seen, and just one shot, that's my apologies, just one shot for Taylor there, is that even with being the MVP, being the high-level scorer that she is, as here's Forbes who let go of 1, she doesn't really seem to force it. I mean, she'll take her shots, make no mistake, but if it's not her shot, she's not going to take it.
Yeah, she's very patient.
Ustby, nice offensive board and putback. Go ahead, Shaniqua.
She's very patient and just make sure that she gets great looks, as you see Dietrick knocking down from long range.
10-9, Thundercats in front of Coast to Coast. Ustby goes in. That's tipped off of Diamond Johnson, they say, so it'll be Coast to Coast ball up top. 2:26 remaining in this quarterfinal matchup.
And with a close game like this, wonderful start seeing. We've been very specific with our language as there's a turnover. Good job by Vonleh.
Strategic fouls.
Strategic fouls, not intentional fouls.
Oh, what great hands there by Forbes, and Littlefield chases it down. Back to Forbes. She'll line up the 2. Off the mark, but an offensive board. Littlefield takes it back out. And then an off-ball foul that's going to go against the Thundercats. That is number 5. So 5 each on both sides. But Shaniqua, you said not the worst case scenario in case you need to get into a situation where you got a foul. You're not too far away from the bonus.
Yeah, I think you want to stay here. Nothing silly right now. You got to be disciplined defensively.
Inside, Okako Adika back out there. She'll pull up from 2. Off the mark, Diamond Johnson skies for the rebound, dribbles it out. Under 2 minutes to go here. Drive by Johnson. Diamond Johnson. And then that's tipped. And they'll call that off of Coast to Coast, so it'll be Thundercats ball. What a swing there as they get the 2-point lead and now get the ball back.
Yeah, shifty move to the basket by Diamond Johnson. She just has such a quick first step. Alyssa Ustby puts pressure on that transition outlet, able to get the possession back.
In the corner, Dietrick. Thought about the 2, excuse me. Gives it off, here's Forbes. 5 on the shot clock, McKenzie Forbes. Tough mid-range jumper. Adika, offensive board, goes back up and scores it.
Great job by Adika to get that offensive rebound. But again, Vonleh is guarding McKenzie Forbes from the perimeter and doing a decent job of making her take tough looks.
Wasn't able to hit that shot. In the corner, Dietrick for 2, short. Gets her own board, kicks it out, Forbes. This would be for the lead. She doesn't let it go. 1 to tie, 2 to take the lead for Coast to Coast. Adika off the mark, chased down by Johnson. We're just about to hit the 1-minute mark here. Thundercats in blue with the 1-point lead. And then a foul on the way there. That'll be number 6 on Coast to Coast. Thundercats will take it up top with 1:02 remaining.
And that's that strategic foul that we're talking about. Dietrick realized that Diamond had her beat along the baseline, decides to kind of wrap her up. Made sure to confirm with the ref too, if I wanted that on the floor. I tried to foul her early before the gather.
Inside Ustby at the elbow, drives into the middle, spins, goes up, and they'll call her for an offensive foul. That is now 6 on Thundercats, and no better time to mention that an offensive foul, even if it is in the bonus, will not result in free throws unless it is something deemed to be unsportsmanlike by the officials. Here's Forbes. Her team down 1 with under a minute to go. Blake Dietrick, guarded by Sydney Taylor out on the perimeter, drives inside, 3 on the shot clock. Blocked by Taylor, getting it back, and the shot clock expires. So what a play just to keep that ball alive, but it was the block that led to the shot clock violation.
Yeah, I think Littlefield just a little bit autopilot on that offensive rebound of thinking that it hit the rim, but it didn't, so the shot clock did not reset there for her.
40 seconds to go. Sydney Taylor inside. Alyssa Ustby can't connect. Kicked out Littlefield. Still a 1-point game.
I'd love to see Forbes roll there. Sorry, Austin.
Go ahead. Forbes on the inside. 2, puts it up and will go to the line. And that is the 7th foul on the Thundercats. That will lead to 2 free throws coming here for McKenzie Forbes. A chance to tie and put her team in front.
Heads up play there by Forbes, realizing that Johnson's hands were kind of in that cookie jar.
25 seconds remaining. Forbes has tied the game. Now this for the lead. She connects. 4 points for McKenzie Forbes. Just over 20 seconds remaining. Stolen by Littlefield. Her team up 1. Here's Forbes. Blake Dietrick telling her team to slow down a bit. Littlefield drives. Carlie Littlefield turned away. 3 on the shot clock. Forbes got to get rid of it. Off in time, off the rim, into the corner with 6 seconds remaining. It will go to the Thundercats with a chance to tie it or potentially take the lead with 5.2 remaining.
Big timeout here for both teams. Figure out what you want to run offensively if you're the Thundercats. But coast to coast, you definitely want to get this stop right here. That last turnover by Alyssa Ustby, kind of a big one. She didn't realize that Carlie Littlefield wasn't applying enough ball pressure, was kind of sinking low to make sure that she didn't have an easy pass inside to Vonleh. So that steal was big. We'll see what they run coming out of this timeout.
5.2, the check. Here's Diamond Johnson, drives to the rim, puts it up. Johnson can't get it to go. Tipped up, tipped around, and that will do it. Coast to Coast gets the win. McKenzie Forbes with a pair of massive free throws gives her team the 12-11 victory.
Yeah, an exciting matchup there, Austin. I think that's a great look for Diamond Johnson. Just missed the layup, but that is a great move for her. Kudos, though, the other team was able to get a stop.
We'll head to a break and come back with our final quarterfinal matchup here at 3XBA Spokane, presented by Delta Airlines and brought to you live on SWX.